The government has promised a tough response, but observers say one major obstacle is the lack of information about who is responsible and how much influence Islamic State may have.
All
of the groups in Sinai announced their allegiance to ISIS in April, but the relation goes back to after the 2011 January uprising. During the security vacuum, foreign militants entered the Sinai. A new crisis is emerging. Trafficking Africans to Israel, and dealers are starting to recruit militants and mercenaries to groups like Ansar Bayit al-Maqdis, which is definitely part of the ISIS.
A state of emergency has already been imposed in the North Sinai following Friday's attack, but more extreme measures are expected.
The terrorists are using the tunnels, and they are. I think that as part of the intelligence that have been collected, that the terrorists who did this crime, as either they came through this way or they escaped through that way. Apparently, the guys who came there, they came from part of them came from Syria, from ISIS.
A former North Sinai governor supports creating a 1.5-kilometer buffer zone along the borders with Gaza, a plan created 5 years ago under the administration of former President Hosni Mubarak. The second option is removing residents to enable the army to use more brutal tactics against any militants left behind.
Deportation is not new. It happened with Sinai residents after the 1967 war. Therefore, to protect citizens, it is now important to deport non-citizens, to prevent terrorists from hiding among civilians. According to the recent census, there are around 20,000 residents, so this can easily be done in a few days and pay them compensation for it.
Critics, though, doubt these measures will work. They fear terrorists could simply move with the residents and then spread across the country. For over a year now, the Egyptian army has been battling militants in the Sinai, but the attacks never stopped. Many are calling the government to equip Egyptian troops with more advanced gear and training. And while the government has not yet settled on its plan, Sinai remains under a lockdown. ADEL MAHROUKY, CCTV, Cairo.